I made this animation with Skittles for the 4th of July. I only had one day to do it because I didn't plan ahead, but I think it came out pretty good and I filmed myself making it, so here's how it went. I'm gonna try to be timely. I want to make a July 4th animation, I guess. It's, like, you know, 250 years of America. Anyway, today's July 3rd, so I don't have a lot of time to do it. So for July 4th, I do think like the most obvious thing that comes to mind is fireworks. I've never animated fireworks before, so something new, that's always fun. And in order to do it, I wanted something bright and something colorful. Skittles. Timing's going to be slightly stylized for this, so I'm thinking it's going to be the rocket up, which goes up fast and then slows down right before it explodes, just like a bouncing ball. So we have large spacing here, and then frames that are very close together as it gets to the top, disappears, and then the explosion. And explosions go from nothing to big with very few frames in between. And then the last step is the dissipation, it's the fallout. Gonna be a lot of figuring out as I go, but that's part of the fun. Okay, let's get started. So right off the bat, I'm having issues with lighting. So I didn't do a very good job of explaining what was happening, but basically, the Skittles are resting on top of a ground plane. That's the black board, right? In order to light the Skittles so they're visible, I needed to have light hitting it. So I had lights above them shooting down, but that was creating a glare on the black ground plane. What I ended up doing was I adjusted the lights more. Instead of the light going like this, I tilted the lights so it was like this. So it would still hit the Skittle, but cause less of a glare. And that, for the most part, worked. However, if you look in the final, you can still see that the lighting is not even across the ground plane, particularly in this area here. Ultimately, I still liked the way that it looked, so it's not bad. The other thing that I also think is kind of interesting, the more Skittles that are in the camera, the lighter the ground plane is. And I couldn't figure out what was causing that. I think it was light bouncing off of the Skittles themselves, lighting the area around them, which is to my benefit because, you know, that's how fireworks are. So that's kind of neat. So if you play it back, you'll see during the bursts, the black part of the image is lighter than when it's just the rocket bit going up. I think, even though it might not be great, we're gonna go with this, and then I'm gonna have to like mask it out or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out in After Effects. Okay, so there are a couple frames where my hands are at the bottom. Whoops, and like the Skittle container, not great. So I have a little tiny bit of compositing to do. But I think I need to add something to the start of this animation, something that sort of triggers the fireworks to go off and sort of shows that they're Skittles. So I'm thinking I'll do like one of those. I'm gonna make it, but then that would indicate like all the Skittles in the bag are gonna go flying, which is not what happens. So I'm gonna like tape a tube to it so it looks like it's set up weird, like some sort of concoction, and then bop, and then also I sent like a video of my After Effects file to my partner, and I just did it with like sound effects that I made up with my mouth, and that made me laugh. So I think that's what I'm gonna do in the final render as well, because that's funny.